Good morning. Welcome to the King's Report for March 3rd, 2018. This is the 9th year of Chungi, the first month and the 16th day on the heavenly calendar. I'm Tim Milder, sitting in for the second king of Chungi, Hyung. We have a bit of an emergency situation here right now, in that we suddenly had a lot of snow. They call it a nor'easter. It's a storm that comes up once in a while, and this happened to be one of those once in a whiles. I spent I left the palace, Chungi Palace, about what time yesterday? About 9 o'clock or so, I think. And I'm just now getting close to home. So about 20 hours I've been on the road after leaving the palace. Interstate 84 was shut down, and I spent the night at mile marker 39. And at about 3:20 or so, I think, the kind souls of the Pennsylvania National Guard came along and dug me out so that I could continue on my way. What they were actually doing was they were going down Interstate 84, bulldozing the snow, which had accumulated at least a foot. I think the wind was strong, and so there were a lot of drifts that were 2 or 3 feet even. And all cars and all the trucks on the highway were stuck. No one could go anywhere. And so the National Guard was just going down the line, bulldozing the, not really plowing, but really bulldozing the snow, and then helping trucks and cars to get out of their situation, just one by one. And as I was leaving mile marker 39, I could see miles and miles of headlights behind me, more cars and more trucks waiting for the National Guard to come and to dig them out. So I'm sure that they'll be working all night. So the interstate is still closed. I was able to, right now I'm at exit 20, which is the exit that is the nearest the church. But when I got here to the truck stop here at exit 20, I met my neighbor, and he told me that the roads, the local roads, are also clogged with cars or stuck in the snow. And so I've decided to remain here at the gas station, the truck stop here at exit 20, for the remainder of the evening, and see what develops when the morning comes. So anyway, all this is an explanation of why I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do the King's Report today. Not really going to be able to go through the news or go through REMAs or anything like that. Really feel badly about that, but logistically, I don't think I'm able to set up a situation where I can do that. So I apologize and ask for your forgiveness. Ask for God's forgiveness that we're not able to have a proper King's Report this morning. Tomorrow will be Sunday, of course, and today and tomorrow are going to be relatively sunny. As I recall, the temperatures are going to get up into the upper 30s. Right now in my car, let's see, thermometer on my dashboard, the temperature is 28 degrees on my car dashboard. But tomorrow, or today, later today and tomorrow, supposed to get up into the 30s, and of course we'll have the snow plowed at the church as well, so there'll be no problem for people to get in, and all the cars that are blocking the roads right now will all, of course, all be cleared by then, so it shouldn't be a problem for people to come to church on Sunday. I just want to point out one thing is that during the night, of course, my main concern was how to stay warm when the ignition was turned off, because I was afraid of running out of gas. Running out of gas means that I will not be able to turn on the heater, and it also means that even if someone digs me out, I won't be able to go anywhere. So I was very conservative about the gas, and very trying to figure out how to stay warm even when the ignition was off, because once I turn off the ignition, it becomes rather chilly in here in the car after about 15 minutes. especially when you have snow and ice on the roof, because then you have the same effect as you have in a refrigerator, where you have the, I don't know, maybe new style refrigerators not, but in the old days, you had the freezer at the top, and then the cold air would come down from the freezer, right? And then keep the rest of the refrigerator cool. Well, the same kind of situation applies in a car that is covered with snow and ice on the roof. So it gets pretty chilly pretty quickly. But I remembered that I had my, remember last year, was it? The King told us to, or recommended that we buy these 5C kits. And I had my 5C kit in my trunk. So I went there, and sure enough, there it was. And I had the emergency blanket in there, where one side is reflective, and according to the package, it reflects 90% of your body heat. So I used that, and it was good. But one thing I really regret is that usually I have my military sleep module in the car, in the trunk, and actually I had it there just in case this kind of situation actually happened. I had it there. But recently we had guests in our house, with the events, and we had some Korean guests staying there, and so I took it out of the trunk and so that they could use it to sleep in our home. And unfortunately, when they left, I didn't put it back in the trunk. Boy, I really missed that sleeping bag, I tell you. I mean, the emergency blanket was, a lot better than nothing. Of course, in the confined space of a car, it's rather cumbersome and so forth. But I really missed that military sleep. If I had that, I could have stayed out there on the highway a week or more. I mean, that's how that's how wonderful that system is. But I really needed it last night. But fortunately, I survived. But I really want to express my gratitude to our King for teaching us about 5Cs and putting together that kit so that we could buy it. Even we're amateurs and we don't know much about this kind of stuff, but the King has really researched that kind of stuff, and he knows a lot about it, and he's an expert, and so he was able to put that kit together so we could just go to Tommy Gun Warehouse and pick it up and pay for it and have it in our trunk. And when this kind of situation happened, I was able to go there, and I was able to get that emergency blanket and use it. So I want to say really thank you to our King. That's just one of the many things that he teaches us about survival. This was really a survival situation, I suppose. Although, it was an actual situation, and not a drill. It was an actual situation, and thanks to the King's advice and his guidance, I was able to come through it. So now I'm at this truck stop, which really, coming to a truck stop like this, really, after spending the whole night on the highway, feels so good. I feel like I'm back in civilization now. I was able to have a cup of coffee. I was able to have a sandwich. I was able to fill my tank with gas, and it's really great to be back here, because I was in an area where there was no phone service. I don't know if there was really no phone service, or if the phone company cut it off, because I kept getting a message saying emergency calls only. And I kept getting a message saying your voice service has been disabled, your data service has been disabled. I just wonder if that was because of the storm, or because as a part of the emergency plan, the voice and the data were intentionally disabled. I'm kind of suspecting that the latter may be the case. But in that kind of situation, really, communication is a key. When I was out there, I couldn't communicate with anyone. I couldn't, in the beginning, I was able to send text messages and emails, but then at some point, all that stopped, just all of a sudden. And I wasn't able to communicate with anyone. So I'm sure people were worried about me because they couldn't contact me. I think in the future I need to think more about what kind of communication system I can set up so that I can communicate with people even in an emergency like that. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful night. God has really blessed me with this experience. First time I've had this kind of experience, but it has taught me a lot, and I'm going to be thinking about the lessons from now on, and how to be better prepared for the next time, or even something worse. But we need to expect the unexpected. And when I left the Tunagung, I didn't expect this kind of thing. I didn't expect that I would be on the road for 20 hours, that's for sure. But that's what happened. We need to have the tools with us at all times so that we can deal with this kind of situation even when it arises. Let's see. I really hate to... let's see. I can read some of the comments that are coming across the screen if someone wants to put in some comments. Otherwise, I'm going to have to just sign off because I can't think of anything else to say right now. And what's going on in the world? I don't know what's going on in the world right now. What's going on? I haven't been able to check the news at all. I have no idea what's going on in the world right now. So is there any way that I can... all right, well, I'm going to have to, I guess I'll just sign off now. And apologies again for not doing a normal 3-hour broadcast. But please, here we go. Jay Horst says, I wish you a good and safe drive home. That's the problem. I can't get home right now. I have to stay here because the roads around my home are currently blocked with the cars that are stuck in the snow. So if I try to go home, I'm gonna get stuck as well. So I'm stuck. So I'm waiting at this truck stop right now to see how things develop and wait. I've been able to talk with my wife fortunately because here I do have phone service. Oh, then at least stay warm. Okay, thank you. Yeah, now I'm at a gas station, so I have no problem. Yeah. Even if I run out of gas, I have more. God bless and take care, Tim. Ted O'Grady, thank you very much. And David Carnegie, Tim established. He's saying something in Spanish. Maybe he's translating what I'm saying in English. All right, well, thank you very much. And hope everyone has a wonderful day. God bless, Godspeed, and may His kingdom come. Let's see, how do I turn this off? Oh, wait, here, let's see, how do I turn it off? Can't figure out how to turn it off. There's an X up there. Is that going to share the mute microphone? No, I don't want to do any of those. How do I turn this off?